My question to you, Brigadier, was that after receiving this information, especially the reference to the exchange of firearms by the people who are referred to here, in front of the police officer, which is Constable Zungu, did you ask Constable Zungu if he reported this incident to the police because he had witnessed the unlawful activity? At that time, when he was in Basotho hostel, he saw the suspects exchanging the firearms, and he was a police officer at that time. Did you ask him if he reported this matter to the police?
Yes, we did. And he said he didn't report it, and that matter was also discussed with the state. The thing was that with this matter was later at this time. And when I supposed to that, but it has statement was given. The matter was already decided again.
No, Colonel, I meant to ask the reliability of his evidence. As a police officer, did you ask him to say, at that time, in 2018, when you witnessed the people exchanging the firearms unlawfully, did you report the matter to the police? Did you ask him that?
That's what I said.
Oh.
He asked for the 54 initial. I said that he asked him that answer was no. Then I said, he did discussion with the state. We will deal with it, but this meant is finalized because this information was not this meant was very useless.
When you asked Constable Zongo about this incident, about the failure to report to the police station, this incident, what did he say? Did he respond? Was there any response?
No, not this answer. I just say that he didn't do what.
Did he give you any reason?
He said he was saying that the same reason that he gave from not having forwarding information. Once it was the abuse, they said they got from the same problems. He was scared to reverse the story and his life in Dennis.
Accused number 5 will tell the court that Zongo was never scared of reporting this unlawful activity. It's because Nkani never exchanged any firearm with Gwabini. It never happened. That is why he did not even report it to the police.
I know. It's a double-edged sword. Sometimes we don't want to hear Brigadier Gininda's voice. He talks too much. His voice is annoying. So I've read all your comments. But surprise, surprise, in this incident, we really want to hear him loud and clear. Hello, Mzansi. Welcome back to my channel. This original clip was, of course, recorded a day before the passing of Advocate Ngomezulu, the late. Surprisingly, the audio was bad. Okay, I don't know if that was a sign, if that was a signal, court should stop. It is not a good time to continue. I don't know. But I'm just saying, we cannot hear Brigadier Gininda, so I'm asking you for your patience. I try to type out whenever, I just try to type out the main point that he's saying in his response, but the audio cleans up later in the clip. But first of all, you know what? Shout out to MSHOLOLO, because she asked the number one question that we're always asking, which is, hello, so Zungu is out here as a police officer, an officer of the law, and he's just walking around hanging out with his Inkabi, watching them exchanging firearms. He's also giving his service firearm and nothing. He makes no report because Gwabini is his nephew. Is that the South Africa we live in? Then should we be worried about SAPS employees and their relatives? If they're Nkabis, that means they get a free ride? And MSHOLOLO says, no. My question to you, Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda, when he told you about this, when a police officer is telling you how things happened over there at the Basotho hostel and that there were firearms, was this reported? Was this unlawful activity reported at the time? And Gininda goes on and runs away from the topic. Because what MSHOLOLO did is, you know what, Gininda? Since you arrived, since you started leading your evidence over there with my colleague, Baloyi, all you've done is go on and on about Zungu, okay? Constable Zungu, popularly known over here as Zungunizer. You've gone on and on about what Zungu told you. So you know what? Today's the day. I, Queen MSHOLOLO, am going to use what you have put on the record and throw it right back at your face, and we'll see who will have mud on their face at the end of it. So you said Constable Zungu went to Basotho hostel and he saw Nkani and Gwabini exchanging firearms. What did Constable Zungu do at the time in 2014 after having witnessed an unlawful activity? Well, we all know he did nothing, but MSHOLOLO is asking, what did you do? Did you ask him I mean, you're a decorated brigadier, okay? What did you do hearing a police officer telling you he bore witness to a crime in 2014 and did nothing? What did you then do? Brigadier Nicholas Gininda says, no, we're going to investigate this at the completion of the SENZO MEYIWA trial. Because, this is the South African Police Services. We do not run cases and dockets parallel to each other. One has to finish and then we start the next one. And, one other thing, we hope that Zungu lives until the end of the trial so that he can therefore answer for his negligence of 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if that makes sense. And you know what? I could be wrong. That could be part of the law. It could be such a graceful law that allows you to complete being a state witness before you get penalized for ignoring a crime in action, a crime involving firearms, knowing how much happens in this country with firearms, unlawful firearm activity, that is. But hey, the policeman, he looked the other way because it was his nephew. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, but let's continue listening on. Brilliant move, Mshololo.
Accused number 5 will also deny that he ever gave a 9mm firearm to Kwabini.
Well, the statement says otherwise.
Let's move on now to paragraph 9. You remember on Friday, I referred to you to the meeting of Constable Zungu with Warrant Officer Makubu and Colonel Buthelezi.
Yes,
According to you, how did the events unfold? Did you see first Constable Zungu, or Constable Zungu met firstly with Makubu and Colonel Buthelezi before meeting you, if you can recall, or should you go to the statement?
No, I said if I have to look at the sequence of events.
Yes.
Constable Zungu would have seen the first, now it's the middle officer of the commissioner, then he would have taken to that's how I'm saying, I'm basing them on the fact that if you follow the sequence of events, the 12th of November 2018, he gets appointed. Who comes to the features of this man? Prior to that, none of us will see it finds this investment that he was investigated elsewhere. Now in November, just a month later, then I meet November, for that's 20 years. Then early 2019, then I met Constable. So my suspicion is that the issue of the 10 days in Paradise will take place after met me in 2019 around between my first meeting with Constable and the second meeting that took place in between them.
Okay, let's see. Let me. Are you the one who obtained the statement from Constable Zungu? Okay. Can I take you through a few paragraphs? We're not going to read them because the statement was already read into the record. Okay. Paragraph 2 refers to the introduction of the witness. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Paragraph 3 refers to as to how the incident unfolded on the 26th of October 2014. Paragraph 4 and 5, it's still narrating as to how the incident unfolded on the 26th of October 2014. Paragraph 6 as well, up to paragraph 7. Or maybe if you want time to read the statement, I can ask for the short adjournment so that you go through them, because I'm summarizing since I've read them.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay. So do you confirm that from the beginning it's still the narration of how the incident unfolded up to paragraph 7?
Yeah, but I'm not the problem. It's the Constable one who can tell you how the package is sequence of events. Now, I think I'm fair to him if now I must interpret what he was trying to say, which part was it first. It's a statement.
No, Brigadier, I'm not asking you to interpret. I'm just confirming the lines as they are. As they are, to say, here, this is when he is narrating the sequence of events. I'm not saying interpret, I'm just saying from the reading as it is, do you confirm that that's what is contained on this paragraph?
I don't think confirm that in this paragraph is narrating the events of which
yes. Okay. Thank you. Now let's start from paragraph 8, because it's now after the narration of the incidents. Paragraph 8, can you read it for the record?
About the penalty to be, I also noticed that the sketch of one of the suspects fitted the description of Africa or market from that was bracket. and what he was wearing is blatantly torn, and that he and the other suspect actually was of Carlos Shara. I then started suspicious for the fact that on that day they were carrying firearms and fitted the description of the suspects matching, and also that Africa open bracket commanding that close bracket was already on the top. I then heard in the news that one of the suspects was arrested. I would remove my suspicion and I didn't any follow up. I later heard again in the media that the suspect who was arrested was actually not the suspect and he was released. I then had the interest to know who was the arrested guy, and so this was over the social media platform. I then realized that the suspect that was arrested did not be the correct suspect because I did not see him bringing supposed to be Carlos visa to be saying in the same figure when they will start to what you for him.
This being the 28 October 2014, now I'm going to have to send a baby and put up a Carlos Casa. That's a so go over Baba Pete Ipa and if you see about Baba Fan another podcast that Mapapatali would to my figure or Gininda to I that's a so I gave a Commander over to one I'm sort of over sheep. That's a mean I gave yeah, pass over and pass order. That's a design that you plan the effort. If I want to go there, that's a use of footy, meter. We could only want it, so that the white bush you probably and so that who, yeah, footy a while could do. That's a use of that's a fishing piece of was, which you buy the white bush you. That's a bonus to make a social media. That's a one more thing. Don't so that on a white bush you. Okay, no way from there. Over and drink and I'm going on a footy here. I understand that. My son, I don't know how to grow my pizza. I'm so was this almost on my film, 526 or 224.
In your part of investigation, Brigadier, did you come across with this article that is referred to here at any time?
My lord, I don't. So the question is whether it's valid or no, but there are a lot of articles that we published from 2014. This is but the one that is referring to president referring to specific date, specific one in the air, just like is what I do know covered in our products, a lot of newspaper articles that we published from 2014.
I think the word about my sci-fi into it, sci-fi, what's my husband, the good man, as I tell you, what I think that good man, I'm at the woman, we would also do be Papa, why play into Papa, opening work by the man.
Okay. And then let's proceed to paragraph 9.
That's what I number. Nifuneka general beshabane waye umkhosi wabapheki basebafiki ngase ngiyamtshela uqembu ngamtshela ukuthi nolwazi oluthize mayelana nokulawo kaSENZO basethi-ke asihlangane ethembisa e-police station wafika lapho ehamba Mercedes Benz uBrown uFortune Ase ngimtshela-ke bonke lokho ebengikhulume ngakho ngaphambilini mayelana nolwazi enganginalo mayelana nokulawo kaSENZO basethi-ke uzophenya ngalokhu emva kwamaviki amathathu wayesengifonela ethi ulwazi lona nginike lona ingathi-ke kuyasebenza ukuthi-ke futhi-ke ufuna ukuqhubeka ukupheka ukulandelela wayesengitshela ukuthi-ke khona ukuthola ulomsolwa wayeselastembheki kwathi uzotshela ku-minister of Ekitsele and then emva kwaloko ebesetshela no-commissioner wamaphoyisa ku-general captain.
I truly don't know what was going on with the audio that day, but sadly, the audio for the interpreter, who is standing right beside Brigadier Gininda, is better by, a milligram better than that of Brigadier Gininda. So I left the interpreter's version on and deleted that for Gininda because you really cannot hear what he's saying. But let me go ahead and just give you a quick summary of what paragraph 9 is about. So Zungu says, I got a hold of the cell numbers of General Leshabane, who was the head of Tembisa at the time, and I informed him I have info on the Senzo Meyiwa murder. He said we should meet at the Tembisa police station, and he came. He was driving a brown Mercedes. Okay, that is very relevant information on this statement of his. I don't know why, but let's continue reading on. He said, he continues and he said, General Leshabane said he will do a follow-up, and after 3 weeks, he told Zungu that okay, the info you give me it's got some substance. And you know what? We also discovered some information on the suspects, and he is going to go ahead and forward that information to Begitsele and the police commissioner. Okay, Sitole. And then he said, I told him one of the suspects stays around Tembisa, and that he is dealing in Dagamizwa, okay, because I can't say that word on these YouTube streets because it's a tough streets over here. But yeah, that's paragraph 9. Let's continue listening on.
Thank you, Colonel. From my understanding of this paragraph is that this was the first encounter with General Lushabane of Constable Zungu.
But I don't that's Constable Zungu because now as interpret and analyze what he's saying, Constable Zungu better.
Then paragraph 13, let's jump paragraph 11, let's jump paragraph 12, and then go to paragraph 13, because all these paragraphs are already on record.
Which indicating that obviously like a cluster and that is a pure code picture part. Sounds probably is so gay catch is also the no 5 in that part not figure for the focus. After another different no general Shaban they want the when so we pay your land alive and there was a land and then I don't get the brother here on most one nigga who was in better than no one who just people where's what we have generally wasn't Jeluti why so little Mosi why today who would have here and if we today who doesn't have here then there's some country and for one over why so Jeluti women not general here why who's the man works FOD Uti and I get so jail and the root down. And then the corner of Uti the person banding it on this is and then Uti who first woman and banding it on who would serve it. What's the corner in one again why should have been the general speaker, it should have general Shabane, what's a general speaker, and that doesn't have here on and the ticket, where paying, and it was a was sort of where today, but who knows it, who had it dancing, who they do. That's like a man, which is all quite now. Who was saying in general speed, I said, like 80. And what else do I can? What doesn't bring it on that? Never know who doesn't go in there. General speed, I was and tell out general Shabbat, why we are not the good that so that a obisida commission of general Shabbat was who left and then Gininda. Who general spear once again it's again general Shabbat and no other officer Maku. And finally, Baby is and the footy and puzzle that the laws and the living I can get. And for what General Shabani, when the night said number, warrant officer of General Speak was a nigger, General Shabani, he sent phone, the numbers Gamaku, and the Western phone of Maku, warrant officer of Africa. And for my Unizu, much from my tattoo. General Shabani was a general footing Maku, Piggies at Bongelo, and was still putting a manga, which I or the doing hanky. None of the fires and bread of kind of food, so food, so I'm going to do. And the walking is a long and the bunny going. And I said, we find it the first, which told her to get a quarter of some and was going to be saying, stronger, Sigan Gani, and I said, Umpo Gani, and going the cities at the end. And the footing of which Ungan, I think they get Italian lessons in the new Nala about also running and office. What could I have been? It was a Italian boutique, the same one, the last, I'm getting. And why could I have been a long examiner? It is a little bit funneling first boutique. So that we don't lose in the better again. And then what you put in the second, I took myself on which few hours putting the so that we don't lose and put over and get the last and half. I think over there, everyone can get the last. So I said, and we are paying and Pelagate, Gachalum, which is Uswan, which mean no other officer. As if he's
that was definitely a long interpretation for MSHOLOLO to sit through, and you can see she's exercising patience and she's trying really, really hard. Backstory, remember, the interpreter Jonas had to do interviews, so he couldn't be there. And that would have meant that the recess would have started then, and the SENZO MEYIWA trial was not going to continue. Judge Retta was not impressed because that was another delay imposed again on the trial. So then they decided that another interpreter would come. MSHOLOLO stood up and said, we are too deep in for us to be getting a different interpreter. Besides, the accused say they just don't understand him. They don't understand him. And as you can hear, he just literally dragged out paragraph 13, which is quite a crucial paragraph. And guess what? In English, the audio is so bad I had to kill the sound. But let me give you a quick summary of what paragraph 13 is about. Paragraph 13 is where Zungu tells us that Warrant Officer Makubo said he is lying, okay? He is a big fat liar. And Makubo did not mince his words. Okay, that's not really what Zungu said, but basically this is what happened. So sometime in 2019, he met again with General Leshabane in his office at the Kempton Park, and he informed me he did further investigations and that he investigated Muzi and Bongani Ntanzi, and then Warrant Officer Makubo arrived. Well, he arrived after being called by, I think, General Sevilla. And then General Sevilla, and then Warrant Officer came, and when Warrant Officer Makubo came, he refuted the info and said, Zunganizer, you are lying. And he said, I must reveal my sources. He then showed me a photo of Nkani. Nkani, guys, is accused number 5. Fisoguhle Nduli, okay? And he told me that he arrested him himself. So what do you mean, Nkani? So he says Nkani is not involved in the unaliving of SENZO MEYIWA, and that as well as all the others that you've mentioned. Basically, you are a big fat liar, Zungunizer. What is wrong with you? And he kept insisting that I reveal my sources, because we all know who his source is. Remember, he's the guy, okay? He is his own source, but he wasn't willing to tell all these generals that he was out partying, okay, with his Inkabis, and then he handed over his firearm, and he was drinking with them, and they were eating a lot of meat. He was not willing to say, well, I'm the source. So he wouldn't reveal his source, and then at the end of the meeting, he agreed that he'd reveal the source, and that's how the meeting ended. Or at least that's what I made out of what I could hear. Again, I apologize. The audio is so bad, and I think, even the tech guy was suffering from end of year fatigue. But it's part of the record. It's part of the record. We got to go through it. So if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for being patient with this audio tech issues, and I want to say thank you for that. But yeah, this is paragraph 13 that that Constable Zungunizer wrote, okay, in his statement. Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda read it into the record again at MSHOLOLO's request. So I'm going to end the video here because it's looking pretty long right now. Imagine a long video with bad sound. Oh my goodness. But thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, absolutely love it when you do. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and watch all the ads. It's January. I need your help watching the ads. Remember to share as well so we can grow our family and meet our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload.